Yeah, what inspired you? Amy's story was powerful.
It's just I'm always inspired because you can tell how authentic the stories are, from Dave and Amy, and that's what inspires me because it gives me hope that we all go through phases like this in life, and it was very inspiring in that sense for me because we all have up and downs, going through rough times and easier times, and really when I could not listen the whole day, but when I caught Amy's story, and it was very touching to see her telling her story in such a raw way, you know.
Yeah, definitely. If anybody missed that, Mary has actually have it recorded on my Facebook page. It's powerful, just never giving up and just continuing to persevere to get this message out there and doing
Yeah,
all of the hard work so that we can have these solutions.
yeah.
And, just, oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to say I have to be honest that I had a good month of April. I had good commissions, and I was like, oh my God. But the first 2 weeks of May were like kind of like really super slow. And so it gave me a boost again, to just keep on going, keep on trucking, and don't get discouraged. Of course we get discouraged, but just reboost ourselves and keep on going and do and follow the prompts. And so
Yeah.
that's why I love these calls that you guys organize, you, Rita, and your sister Mary. And I'm trying to get on all of them because really this is like a vitamin C being into our veins. And that's what really keeps me going and keeps me. So I just wanted to thank you for that in person, because really I listen to you and Mary I try to listen to you every week. And it's really encouraging, and just to learn the language and the verbiage and everything, for me it's very helpful. So
Thank you so much, Veronique. I appreciate that. And yeah,
you're welcome. Because I know it takes time, and sometimes you're wondering how much impact you have. I'm sure, despite the fact that you are already at a higher level than what I am or we are, I'm sure you have times when you're like, why do I do that, So I just wanted to tell you how much I appreciate that.
thank you. I appreciate that. And 100%. I mean, what I've learned is the only way we can fail is if we quit. Otherwise, you cannot fail because
Yeah,
life
yeah.
is going to have its ups and downs. Business is going to have its ups and downs. It's just the reality. And if you can just continue to persevere and stay connected to your vision and why, there's no way you can fail. And seeing the community and seeing how small we are tiny. We are a tiny little company. And like that just inspired me so much. Like I just want to get this
Me too.
every single person I know because these solutions are really needed in the world. And Dave and Amy and what they've gone through to provide these solutions is just unbelievable. Like I even learned about the soil practices and how these are grown in an ancient lake bed that has 96 feet deep of topsoil, which is unheard of. Like that might be the most nutrient dense soil in the world, and people are so depleted. So just that in and of itself. And they came up with a new pack. So I'm not sure if you guys caught this,
Is
but
it the fruits and veggies?
it's the fruits and veggies, and it counts
Yeah.
for UBT as well. And their intention for doing this is right now, as a company, as a community, we're hitting like the 15% of the population, which there's still millions of people in that. But that's like the educated, the people that really care about their health, that have access and resources to healthy foods. And we want to hit the 85%. And what that consists of is 90% of people in the US are not getting enough fruits and veggies in their life. And 99% of people don't have access, are not getting organic fruits and veggies. And so we've created a new kit that's $3 a day for 3 drinks of
I
fruits,
love
veggies, and gut health. And just like taking it to that really simple level because it doesn't matter what your background is, you can understand, you know, fruits, veggies, and gut health, right? So just,
Yeah.
and then, you know, anybody can invest in themselves that $3 a day, or they're just not ready, you know? So providing that accessibility is amazing.
I'm so excited about that. Yes.
Me too. I'm just so like in love, and I cannot wait till you guys all get here and we get to all be in person and you get to just like feel Dave and Amy's heart in person and their vision, and just like, yeah, get to be together because the community is unlike any I've ever met. Hi, Kimberly. Hi, Rakira. Hi, Shannon, Linda. Thanks for all hopping on. We're just doing takeaways right now. If anybody else got to tune into any of the calls this weekend and you have anything that inspired you, go ahead and share, and I can share a few of my other takeaways.
I'll go. So I'm not gonna lie. So I think it was Saturday morning. I kind of got a little disappointed with myself because I wasn't physically there, you know. And then I had Miss Kimberly, who's on here, you know, just kind of like really assured me that it's okay. And so it actually was perfect. And I know I need, and the reason why is because I needed to be here because I ended up meeting two women, and one woman was dealing with health issues who was just visiting from DC. We actually have a call tonight. And then not only that, it just being on the virtual training, and I was actually at the space where I do my regenerative movement and was our yoga series that evening. If I hadn't been there, I wouldn't have been able to provide that service for, you know, people who showed up. Kimberly was there, and I had a friend who brought her friend who knew about superfoods, and they're all mamas, you know what I'm saying? So I was able to be there in service, and the training itself was quite beautiful. I cried the whole time. And there was things, especially like Leslie Zahn, that I really took was the thing, and I think Tala had mentioned, is like, stop being afraid of what you want to be and be more afraid of not being that person. And so that really resonated with me. And then also, I think Olivia showed and said sacrifices, or someone mentioned about those sacrifices. Like, what are you going to sacrifice to really hone into what it is that you truly want to do? And I'm doing everything. And so I'm really grateful because it really showed me that I am grateful and blessed exactly where I am. I didn't need to be over in California and all that stuff. I needed to be here. And it really showed me that. And I'm really excited because on Saturday, I have a huge opportunity to be bringing in regenerative superfood juices to the underground dance scene.
I don't know.
Some people might call it the rave scene, but you know, whereas like in the promoter, he's like huge and international and domestic, but for me, he doesn't drink and he's very health conscious. So, you know, we're working to be business partners, and he trusts what I'm doing. Like, he's like, oh, okay, this is great. You don't have to use a juicer. I support you. I trust you. And all that is aligned because my sole purpose is just, it's resonating through what I'm speaking to. So the training itself, and then obviously hearing Carrie's story every single time, even though I hear it, you know, it just makes me cry. But just like every person who popped up there had a story that I felt like I resonated with on different aspects. And it just really ignited so much inside. And so it just made me I was very ignited. I had a couple brand partners who were on there, and, you know, and just being able to just really ignite this fire. And it was just beautiful that you guys were able to have the virtual world, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to experience everything that you guys experienced. And it was magical. I can't wait to be there next year. You know, but yeah, it just really ignited so much. And it's like, now I have connections with these people because of this company and community, of being able to provide opportunities and to really get the science and the chemistry and the understanding, and really get closer to how the indigenous and how the Africans really truly were connected to Mother Earth. So when people start to talk to me about certain things, it's like, nah, sorry. No, sorry. This is what's true. And this is what's happening right now. And then learning about the supply chain, that was gold, because I've noticed is eating organic food is not as vibrant as it was. and then hearing our farms are being burnt down because, you know, we're getting healthy. So that means that our sick care system is not thriving as much as it, you know, it should be, as people, the systems has really made it for us. So I'm just grateful for the opportunity. Saturday was powerful. It was a jam-packed 12, 14-hour day for me, but being able to really just sit at this church, be on this training the whole time was just like something that there was nothing else I was going to do. I already knew that I was going to be here. This was what I needed to do. And it just really lit more fire under my butt. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you, church. I love it. Way to make that commitment for yourself and getting that in. That's beautiful. Thank you. Something that Olivia Oshoden also shared was, you know, the way to really grow is to get uncomfortable right now. So what is like the most uncomfortable thing that I can do right now? And that's going to translate into growth. And, you know, being person to person in community just felt so good. And I got inspired by an idea of doing like superfoods and salsa dancing, you know. So I just want to go to any event that's fun and already has people attending, you know, that we also have like a silent disco where people just come and dance on the beach and such, and see if I can set up a booth there and just share superfood samples and have like a little sign up where I can connect with people afterwards, you know. But just any way to get this education and this information and this access to these nutrients out to more people, like, and do it in a fun way. You know, it doesn't have to just be sitting behind your phone. Like, really think of ways that you can go to business networking events in your local communities where you can just meet people and start sharing stories and start gathering phone numbers and contacts and just being of service, because I don't know anyone that does not need this. You know, on the health side and also on the business side, Sonia Magruder was sharing how because of the market right now, you know, there's so many people that are looking for a house, but 57% of those people are looking for a secondary income stream because they just can't keep up with the bills. And 33% are looking for an online income stream. And, you know, after being able to have access to this residual income stream, there's nothing else that I want to do. Like, it's such a gift. I do not ever want to trade dollars per hour again. It's just not sustainable. And so having another secondary income stream where people can transition into a residual income stream that grows long term and that can support you, you know, even when you stop at, like, you grow your business to a certain level and you still have that residual income stream coming in, you know. So that's really powerful. And Olivia was sharing with me, she's like, have you researched network marketing much or like studied the industry much? And I'm like, no, this is something that's new to me. You know, I've just been learning through this company. And she said, you know, I encourage you to see what's possible. And she said she has friends and she knows of people that are making $1.4 million a month in network marketing because they grew up front. They grew their business up front and played that long-term game. And now this is residual income. They're not working more, working harder. It's just coming in. And we're in such a beautiful place with Purion because it's tiny and it is going to the moon, as you know, Leslie Zann was saying, but we're so small and we have such an ability to make a huge impact. So I would just say, don't be shy, and like anyone that you can connect to and just create that, be a bridge for resources, for information, for connection, for community, for education, for resources, because we really have everything here, from the Million Mom movement to our scholarships. We're now doing, they opened up an amazing new scholarship program that Dave helped to head up. And that's opening it up to like Native American communities to get access to this business and get the training. So like just, think of the 85%, which is really the people that are going to McDonald's and not eating organic. How can we bring this to them? And that's one of the ways we can make the largest impact. So just wanted to share some of those takeaways that I learned as well.
I'm so sorry, Rita, but I'm missing some of what you're saying. It's like going in and out. But
Oh, is it cutting off?
I guess just for me, I guess it's just cutting out here and there, missing part of it, but we'll have to talk again.
Yes, go ahead, Veronique.
Yes, I agree with you, and I took notes of. I wanted to share also that something that Carrie Tidwell shared with me that I really want to start going to. It's the BNR business. I forgot what it is exactly. What it stands for?
Business
I don't know.
networking. Yeah.
Networking something. And this is a great exposure. So I'm definitely going to go and look into it. And maybe I'm so excited also about the fruit and veggie mix, because this will be a great avenue to reach out to people that are a little bit wary about, investing every month, or they're like, oh my God, this is, it's going to cost a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. So I'm really excited about that, because this will be a really good way to reach out to people that are concerned about finances, or, like to make them, put them on a rail, to really. So I'm excited about that.
Yes, I agree. It can be like an entry starting place for
Yes. Yes.
And the
Uh-huh.
average person, they were saying, spends about $90 a month on supplements. And so, just
Yeah.
starting them on this, and then everything else will fall away. Just adding this in, they don't have to change anything else. So
Right.
that's
Did you get to taste it?
well, it's the biofruit and the green spectrum and the aloe digest. So,
It's all mixed together.
well, it's just they all come separately, but in a package,
Okay. Okay. That's
Yeah.
great. Awesome.
One other thing that I found really helpful, let's see, let me pull it up for you. I believe it was Melissa Hansen was sharing, and I loved this tip. She was saying, before a new brand partner signs up, really pre-qualifying them, on a call before they sign up, and let them know, like, these are my 4 non-negotiables of really getting started. And one is just, filling out the action plan worksheet, which is really simple, and that helps them connect to their why and their story and start to think of people this could support. The second is doing a launch party, in their first month of getting going, because this will really launch them in their community. The third is learning the power of 3, because when you can help somebody get going on the power of 3 from the get-go, of just like, this is how we do it, this is what we do, they can rise really quickly. You can really support them in that habit. And then the fourth is just coming to our community Zoom calls. So if they're willing to, commit to those 4 things, and we can help them on their own time schedule, of course, because everybody has a different schedule, then we can really support them to be successful. And if they're not ready to commit to those 4 things, putting them on your referral program of like, okay, you're not quite ready for the business yet, come to our Zoom calls, come and learn more, come to the training, check it out. But you can refer me people, and I'll send you $30 for every referral. And she's had, people send her 12 people through referrals, and then they get to the point where they're like, yes, I'm ready. So that's just a great way to kind of pre-qualify somebody and help them launch into that success, is having that conversation before enrollment. So I thought that was a really helpful tip.
That's awesome. Yeah, thank you for that.
Rita, could you repeat the 4th tip?
Yes, coming to our Zoom trainings, specifically Leslie Zan would be where I would start, and then letting them know our Zoom calendar of events that they can invite people to, like our ULT Tuesdays of Million Mom Movement. Yeah. There's going to be a really great Million Mom Movement this week, all about addressing Lyme and mold toxicity. So if you all know of anybody dealing with this, or if you know of Facebook groups where you can invite people, that'd be a great one. And this Wednesday, we're going to do a large takeaway of everyone that was at Diamond Club. All the diamonds are going to share their top takeaways. So Mary put that in We on Fire, but I'd put that on your calendar if you can make it or catch the replay, because that's going to be really powerful.
Great, great, great.
All right, any other takeaways or questions? Or does anybody want to hop into an RPM? I'd love to hear how we can support you best.
I have a question. I would like to create a healthy happy hour weekly with Roseanne at the office. And what do you recommend to bring in? Because I printed some brochures. I was thinking to bring in some samples of Epigenius and Power Shake and Candidies. And what is there anything you recommend? Like, what's your experience with that?
Okay, fun. I love doing healthy happy hours, and Mary and I would do them regularly when we first started. And Purium just now rolled out, you can check online under the iShop. They have everything for a booth now. So they have Purium tablecloths, they have brochures and pamphlets. And we now have, they're really cool. It basically is a self blender. So I would get a couple of those too, where you can add in different superfood mixes and it blends it, and then you can pour it out for people. And it's fun. They gave
Is
us
it a jet blend?
kind of, it's just like a handheld like blender. And so you
Okay.
take it with you like a water bottle, and it's amazing.
Oh, okay.
So having some of those, and then, just opening up the conversation. I would even, I would have any customers come and invite them so they can share some of their stories, any brand partners so they can share their story, and just how this has impacted them. And then, having time for just mingling and conversation and heart-to-heart connection, and learning about other people's whys. Like, why did they come to this event? Why, what solutions do they need in their life? And that comes from asking questions and getting to know them. So yeah, having that kind of storytelling and presentation and superfoods, and then just that heart-to-heart time.
And how do you send a mini mail blast to people to let them know, or how do you just?
Yeah, you can send an email blast, and I find what's most effective is individually inviting people. Like, hi,
Okay.
Becky, I thought of you because I'm hosting this event. I'd love for you to be there. Are you free at this time and date?
Okay.
And then following up with people, a couple days before the event that said that they were going to be there, and just say like, I'm so excited. And, even just day of, hey, just sending out the reminder of today's event, because people get busy and they forget. So
Yeah. Okay.
follow-ups in there as well. And then just having samples, Power Shake or Can't Beat This and Cocoa Hydrate, and yeah, just a little mixology.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
And one thing that I would even probably print out is like Purium's core values, so they can learn more about that too.
Would I find that in the back office, or?
It should be on our website. I'll see where it's at and I can direct you.
Okay.
But that will be great. And you know, something that was inspiring from Seema, who you guys know, she's a 2-star crown. She said she would host event after event after event and nobody would show up. And again, she just never gave up until she got to the point where she just kept inviting and kept figuring it out. And she got to the point where the room was just completely filled, you know, each
That's
time.
awesome. I was so inspired by her story and her share on the social media with the CPR. Like I was like,
Yes.
wow.
That was so good. Yeah, so a quick takeaway from that, you guys, is if you're doing a post on gut health, 5 minutes before you post, just go look up the hashtag gut health and start interacting with the top posts with other content creators who had just posted on gut health. And you know, comment and interact. And when you do that for 5 minutes, then you post and it's gonna boost up your engagement and the level of people that see it and engage with your post. That was a really great tip.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Or if you're speaking to nurses, you know, look up that hashtag. Mm-hmm.
Do you have other input in terms of hashtags that are great to reach out to the crowd?
I would say it's in alignment with each person's individual why. So like, what's your vision? What is your vision here? And then start sharing your vision with the people that you want to work with, because the people that you want to work with are going to be enrolled in your vision and you can help them with their vision. So just start sharing your vision with people that you want to work with, and then find hashtags that are in relationship to that vision.
Okay, thank you.
Kyra, you have your hand up.
Yeah, so like when Veronique was talking about her healthy happy hour, so what I mentioned like on Saturday, this is a 7-hour huge dance party. Would you have any like just any advice or anything? I'm gonna try to keep it simple. I already have like a whole menu set up. Again, Kim has been helping me just try to figure this out. And I've been having it where kind of keep it simple and easy since it's like the first one since after the pandemic. And there's actually expected to be between 400 to 600 people minimum. And like I said, I'm working to keep it really simple. So like, you know, have like certain times for like one drink and then switch over like from like 2 to 4, there's going to be another drink. And then from like 4 to 5, there's going to be when, you know, the alcohol's all gone. And then they're like, okay, we need to like replenish our body and try to do that stuff. Do you have any like advice like from the past of any events that you've done that you would like to share? Just because I already kind of have the system in my head that I was going to do and just kind of have it simple, just like have each shaker cup kind of filled with water, be ready to go for when that time, you know, like 12 to 2 is going to be like the sunshine juice. So that's like, you know, carrot juice plus and something else. And then so when people come, you know, I have them do their stuff. I am charging people since this is that opportunity where I can do that, but I'm also going to have like a menu and then like, you know, Venmo, cash, and then kind of have like a little bit about regenerative nutrition and like, you know, what it kind of like is probably hanging a little bit below so that it's not like taking up the whole space where people can talk to me. Do you have any advice? Because I for some reason, I'm not nervous about it because I'm like, oh, I got this, but
You're gonna rock
when it gets to like 12 o'clock midnight, people start walking in, I might like get a little overwhelmed. But
rock it. And it's like the best way to learn is to do it and see like what worked really well, what would I have changed or improved, and what would I have done different. And something that I really liked at the Superfood Social this weekend is they just had big water dispensers that were pre-mixed with Power Shake, Can't Beat This, Cocoa Hydrate. And those of course were free samples. So which I know you're going to do different at this one, which is great, but that's one option, is just having like things already set up. And if it's like a long dance event, people can just come and get hydrated, and then you can get on the dance floor with people and mingle and ask what their goals are and get to know them, you know, and gather their information and be able to follow up. And then what my sister does at their African dance conferences is she always has a booth, and she'll do like a small free sample. And if they want an actual drink, it's like $5 for a drink. And then she'll do like $3 or $7 for a drink and three aminos, and just share what the aminos are about. So she'll just give them like a little Dixie cup of aminos. And yeah, that's how you can make money at the booths and get this information out there. And then she also has a sign up on it where she's gathering phone number and email and just having everybody like, here, sign up for this, and then I'll get you your superfoods. And then you can follow back up with everybody. But yeah,
Okay.
really finding people and learning people's stories and connecting heart to heart and gathering their phone number and information.
So I do have like a huge, sorry, you can't see me. I do have like a huge glass jar. So maybe like filling that up with water and a little bit of ice, and that can be like from like the first juice or whatever from 12 to 2. So I have that back up, and then I can start, if I see that I'm getting low, I can kind of refill it in that sense. And then once say like 2 o'clock is over, I can transition over to the next juice and do the same thing. And like whatever's left, kind of like have that be samples for the, okay. Okay, cool. Cause I'm gonna give Kim some praise, because she did give me a great idea for people, because they're gonna be drinking, but like do like I call it the gut ready. So like a biomedic shot with cocoa hydrate. So it'd be like from like 12 to 2 when they first walk in, they can get their shot, because it'd be more like a little cocoa hydrate shot, and their 1 capsule, because I'm not gonna be doing too crazy. And then just kind of like on that sense, and then they can come back and try any of the other stuff. Because I was also thinking maybe like have the Power Shake and also Epigenius Kids, which is a little bit more thicker. So someone who needs more sustenance because they're dancing for so much and so long, that will also be an option for them to have if they don't want necessarily the juices, or I can sample that and then they can decide if they want which one they want.
I would just have little samples and then like a pre-mixed up jug that you can just pour out for people, so it's quick and easy. And then yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks.
And one thing that could be really fun too for anyone is like a little mixology. So if it is kind of cocktail hour or whatever, you could have special superfood cocktail elixirs, that are non-alcoholic, but they're just delicious, or have like beautiful rosemary on top, or you know what I mean? It can just be fun. So that's a way that you could collaborate with other people too in different spaces.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm nervous.
Yay. Awesome. Well, thank you all. Does anybody want to do an RPM? Anybody have any goals this week, or any other reflections you want to share? Or any other questions? I really just want this space and time for you all so you can feel well equipped. I guess one of my last little tips would just be, see who you can bring to the next event. Like that would be a goal of mine, and it is a goal of mine. But, imagine yourself with 5 diamonds with you at the next event, because there is nothing like it, coming to it yourself and then coming to it with community of your team who you're working so closely with, and who inspire you. It's a whole other level and feeling. And so I would say plant that seed in your imagination now, imagining like all the diamonds that are with you at the next event, because it is just unbelievable. It is so potent. And I had a whole shift in my body because I understood all of this, at an intellectual level, at a mission level, at a deep level. But now it's like from the inside of my being. It is so deep, it's cellular. Like, I just can't wait to get this out there to more people. And that motivation that comes from within, it's unstoppable. And that's what carries you through those hard times, and it just allows you to really see what's happening here.
I'll share something really quickly that really resonated me with what Carrie Drinkwine said when she was up telling her story, which is very true. And I feel like for me, it's the answer for a lot of people who are, because it's really sad. She mentioned right in our course that 1 in 2 people are going to be diagnosed with cancer, because that's what we're dealing with right now. And I'm noticing that on Facebook, people are literally like, my doctor said this, my doctor, or I got more medication, or I got da, 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 da. And what Carrie had mentioned when she talked to her doctor was like, do you know what's going on? She goes, no, I don't know what the cause is, but and she was like, well, how, like, you don't know what the cause of my symptoms is, but yet I'm supposed to be coming to you. And that really struck me, because it literally is every single day. When you hear people, they go to the doctor, oh, they don't know, so they're just gonna do tests. They're gonna do more tests. They're gonna do this test. And I don't know if she's on this call, but my friend Keely, who's a brand partner, the same thing with doctors saying, let's get a spinal tap so we can test you to see what you got. Or let's put steroid shot in your eyeball because you're dealing with inflammation. And I'm literally just sitting there on the call with her, on a phone call with her, just saying, oh, already knowing what she needs to do. And for me, it's really speaks to the heart of exactly, and I've talked to Alyssa about this too, because she was telling me someone else who had passed away, who was really young with breast cancer. It's like, what we have is gold. Like, what we have, we're changing lives. And even if for a second you might be fearful of, as Amy Venner said, being seen, that was something that was for me literally when the pandemic had happened, and I literally almost shut down. And I can never say the word, it's not arachnophobia, but it's like agoraphobia or something, where you're like, you don't want to leave your house because you're afraid of things. And that literally almost happened to me until literally that same week. That's when the Million Mile Movement was like, you want to start sharing these? And literally it was like, well, yeah, but in order for me to do that, I need to be seen. So if it wasn't for that opportunity, I don't even know where I would be right now. Probably still inside, afraid to go down to, whatever. But it's really important when we do step into outside of like doing things that are uncomfortable, and for me, being a new certified regenerative health practitioner, I noticed the thing that makes me uncomfortable is that I know the truth and I know how to help people, but it makes me nervous because there's that little bit of self-doubt of like, maybe I don't know it, but it's like, actually, no, that's what you're trying to, you got to step out of that uncomfortableness, because that is how you can really, truly be your ignited self, no matter what it is, whether, a brand partner or just in anything in life. And so for me, finding out like the niche, and my thing is movement and dancing, and that's what people resonate with me on that sense. So I really want to start to ignite that with people, of just the movement, but also connecting the regenerative aspect to it. So it's really, that's just, I wanted to share is like, I almost shut down and didn't want to be seen, but the universe was like, nope. And I feel like that's for all of us, wherever we were in our life, we literally got that opportunity. And that same day I was praying last week for a huge opportunity was the same day the hottest promoter DJ, who is in Germany right now coming back to Minneapolis, who's DJ he literally reached out to me randomly saying, hey, would you like to run my juice bar for future events? Like, as I prayed and I literally surrendered. And so now it's just like, okay. So I feel like we all have that gold within ourselves, and just stepping out of that comfortableness. And I want to say sacrificing my fear so that we can really do what is truly the message, or I don't know, not message, but the work that we really need to do for this planet, because we are now the healthcare system, whether we want to think of it as or not, and so I just, I don't know, I just felt like I needed to say that.
Thank you for sharing. I love it. Watching your transformation has been beautiful. And just your open heart. It's amazing. Thank you. You know, and truly, like exactly what you're saying, like what can we do right now to get uncomfortable? Because the more uncomfortable you get now, the more comfortable you will be later. And that's just how it works. And the more impact you're going to make, you know. Yay. Well, I want to honor everybody's time, but maybe just a few takeaways, you know, from this call might be doing in-person events, going to finding local business networking events in your area, you know, and just starting to put ourselves out there more and just share our stories, and most importantly, listen to other people's stories and what their needs are, and figure out what those needs are by asking questions, because we really can't help anyone or be of service until we figure out what their heart is, what their goals are, what their vision is, and how can we be of service to their vision and uplift it and make it a reality. And something I thought was so sweet that Dave said was like, if you guys help me with my dream, which is to transform our food system and get these solutions out to people and suffering, I'll help you with your dream. And that's what it is. That's what we're doing. So, and if anyone missed his 20 reasons why Purium is so important, check it out. He just breaks down every single element. And Mary put that on her Facebook page. She recorded it. And one that I thought was really powerful was Dave talking about the superoxide dismutase, which is in our BioRegen and also in our Revive-It-All. And so Dave created the BioRegen for his own healing, to regenerate his spine after he broke his spine in 6 places, and he had a lot of missing, you know, fragments in his body. So he developed the BioRegen to regenerate his body. The BioRegen regenerates tissue. And it's also like amazing for your skin if, you know, somebody's just wanting to basically have a facelift, you know, it's like get rid of wrinkles, but at like the tissue level, at the deep healing level from injuries and things like that. And then the Revive It All is our brain and nervous system formulation. And he dives deep into, you know, the level at which he's harvesting the grass in which it has the most potency to create that neurological repair. So, I mean, the depth and the beauty of Dave's wisdom is amazing. And that's also on my Facebook page, so you can check that out.
I just wanted to say thank you. I don't know how to say her name. How do you say it? Rikaira? I want to say thank you. That's such a great venue, and I have links to that. So from my flamenco family, and we don't have the great bashes here in the Midwest of the US, but I do have a flamenco seamstress in Spain. So that'll be amazing. And she goes to lots of areas. So thank you so much for that information that you gave that you're doing.
Absolutely. It's been a dream of mine ever since I learned about superfoods in California, and it saved my life from mental health. And for dancing and seeing the bar scene, and then the pandemic, and then me really not really want to be around a whole bunch of drunk people and all that stuff, but I still wanted to dance. I really felt like it was my purpose to bring in this. And it's scary, you know, that fear of like, am I good enough? You know, people show up, you know, can I do it? Can I be there? And can I like, but you know, it's been like almost 4 weeks, and I show up, people come, I give them their drinks. We have different drinks, and they've been really vibrating. And not only that, they communicate with each other. Like people who've never met each other are now literally talking about regenerative health just in this space, and then leaving as friends, and then coming back, bringing more people in. And that's exactly what my vision was, you know, is to do that. And like even on Saturday before the huge party, I'm still doing that, but I have someone who I'm collaborating with, who down the road will be a potential brand partner. She's a choreographer and she's going to be doing, high-low dance choreography. So it's bringing in the movement aspect as well as the nutrition, because as we know, movement is medicine, and that's how we can thrive and regenerate like our bodies. Like you said, Dave, in his spine, he wasn't able to move. So he obviously needed to figure out movement, how we can really start to incorporate that for if you haven't walked for a long time, or, haven't used any parts of your body for a very long time. And it's like the same thing of like, if you've never done yoga for a very long time, things will start to move, things will start to shift. And that's just, yeah. And I feel like everyone on here can start their own regenerative movement wherever they are. It literally just takes, you just write down what movements you want each week. It's a 4-week series. And then what superfoods you're going to have people come. And then it includes it every single time, and just talk about it a little bit. And it's literally like, it's like a healthy happy hour every single week. So, and it just makes me really happy. So.
Yay, I'm so proud of you. Inspiring. So yeah, whatever your thing is, meditation, dance, singing, yoga studios, wellness centers, there's so many potent spots for collaboration. I'm proud of you. Okay. Well, I'm gonna close this up, but it's so good to see everybody's faces. I love you all so much. Always available as a resource. Anytime you have a question, just text us or put it in your support feed and we'll get back to you so that we can make this process as fluid and efficient as possible. And keep checking out those boards, because it has revolutionized my business and it allows you to create that duplication and that learning. So also keep exploring in there. And yes, let us know what questions you have. Thank you all. Love you all so much. And thanks for sharing your stories and your takeaways. And I hope to see you on the Wednesday Diamond Takeaway. I think it'll be really powerful community connection to learn from each other.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Rita. Bye.
Thank you.